Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you again. It's been another lovely week for me. I mean, the rain's been pouring the past couple of days, and I am loving every second of it. But back to today's discussion, or today's topic, I should say. We are continuing on building the Tantive 4. This will be part 4, and it seems like we'll be building the underside engine or keel. I don't know, what would you call that part? Because keel would be the bottom of a ship. Uh, Aft, the lower aft engine, I guess. AFT. Well, regardless, we'll be building that today. And like I said, it's been pouring rain, and it's pouring rain right now, and I'm just going to enjoy this moment as we get into another bag. So, turns out there are 7 bags, which I've probably mentioned before, now that I think about it. But still, it isn't as much as the bigger sets. I can't imagine how many that Venator UCS has. Maybe 50, 60 bags. I mean, after all, it's a huge model ship meant for the meant for desks or for like a living room centerpiece. And yet people have space for that. I don't know how. Barely have space for all these. Well, maybe it's time to consider a bigger house. Isn't that always the situation? A bigger house, bigger space. But, I mean, hey, just be thankful for what you have. I mean, I love this rain. It's been a dry past couple of weeks, and a hot one too. And with the rain, it really gives a refreshing feeling, like a new chapter of life has started. I mean, after all, a new season has started, and we fell back an hour, which is nice. It was a nice surprise when I woke up an hour early instead of the hour I was supposed to, which just means I'll get used to this, and when we spring forward, it's going to be a pain. But oh well, such is life, so gotta enjoy every day while we can. Who knows when it'll be our last, right? So, working on this set, it looks like we'll be. Oh, there's some more pieces in this bag, the smaller bag. I guess that's to make sure that we don't mix them up. Ah, it's so interesting how elaborate they make these sets now. I mean, I remember as a kid, they were so simplistic, so not to be sound ungrateful, but they were so minimal, I guess you could say. You had pieces, and not everything would sit right, and the rest would be left to the imagination. I used to think as a kid things had to be perfectly sealed and tight. I mean, how else is your minifig supposed to survive in space if their entire cockpit is open to the vacuum? Well, it looks like we are building the underside engine, which it seems to just copy the top and just flips it upside down. Or at least that's what I'm guessing it will now. Oh, okay. But yeah, just enjoying the weather, enjoying life, and enjoying everything that I can. Because You never know when it's going to be your last day. And like I said, and what I tell folks is that I would rather die eating a cheeseburger than growing up to be the ripe old age of 100 not being able to eat any solid food ever again. I mean, I don't want mashed potatoes, and I don't want, what is it, applesauce. That's the word I couldn't think of. I don't want applesauce in my old age. As much as I love it, I can't imagine eating it every day. Maybe some of you can. Maybe you love it, and that'd be your favorite food for the rest of your life. I don't blame you. But for me personally, I would rather stick to tacos, hamburgers. Let's see, maybe a pizza. But uh, for now, we're going to make the most of every single moment. I hope you are all doing well. I know some of you may be going through some troubling moments. Life is a very busy one and can be very stressful, and it can really take a lot out of you. And you may be wondering, where is it going to go? Well, that's for you to find out, you know? Life's about the journey, and the ending ain't always so easily seen. But you gotta keep moving, gotta keep searching. And if someone asks you what you're doing, just make sure that you can answer that you're living life to the absolute fullest. Spend time with your family if you have it. Spend time with your friends. You know, everything is just so short, it would seem. I mean, even this year feels like it went by too quick. Quicker than last year, quicker than the years before. I mean, I can't even remember what I did in 2020 other than that lockdown. And everything just kind of meshes together. Feels like yesterday I was still studying some classes, psychology and whatnot, and all this and that. And now it's December again. Or it's November. About to be December. In a couple of weeks, Christmas will be here before we know it after Thanksgiving. And then the whole year starts again. I wonder how many of you guys have already made your New Year's resolutions? How many have finished them? How many have forgotten about them? I can tell you, I've forgotten just about all of mine. But you know what? I'm still going to keep pushing for it. Because, I mean, you can fail that race. But you know, as long as I cross the finish line and I can say I lived another year, that's happy. And that's still accomplishing one of my resolutions. I made it to the end of the year. Not many people can say the same. And if you're here watching and you're still breathing, you can say that you made it. Another year, another chapter. And isn't that great? So, who knows what next year will bring? I mean, who really can say what will happen next year? But we can all worry about next year, worry about everything, and still find ourselves worrying. But you know what? We've got to focus on today. We've got to focus on what's going on today. What's there to do today? Sure, you can plan for the future, have goals, have things set in sight. It's always good to have a plan, and it's good to have something in motion. But don't be worrying about every second that something doesn't go your way. Find the lesson, keep going, and keep on going. I mean, after all, how do you build this Lego set? One piece at a time. Just like everything else, you gotta put life together one piece at a time. And by itself, it looks like nothing. But in the end, it makes a fine piece of art. But it takes a whole lot of work, a lot of effort, and dedication to do it. There are days I don't want to get out of bed. There's days that it feels better to just sit and lie down. Or even now, as I put these pieces on, I have to put stickers on them, which I don't like doing. I don't like putting on stickers because if I get it wrong, it's going to bug me for the rest of my life. But you know what? You still got to do it, or else it's incomplete. You still got to try. Learn from the things that you don't like doing and find better ways to avoid them or find better ways to conquer them. And that's just the way it works. Life's gonna suck. Always has. Always will. But find the joys. Smell those flowers while they're blooming. Because they won't be there forever. And we won't be here forever. I mean, once we're gone, we'll just be another piece collecting dust. And no one will even remember what we did, who we were. The only ones that do get remembered are the ones that get put in the history books. And even then, who's to say they'll remember them? All we can do is keep pushing. I think that's something we tend to forget. We've got to keep going. Life's going to be hard. Life's going to suck. Nothing's promised except death. Everyone lives and everyone dies. And 100% of people in this world die. So it just comes down to, well, how do you want to do it? How do you want to live that life in between? That's a lot of philosophy thinking. Heck, I don't even think I'm the only person that talks about that stuff. There's a bunch of people online that talk about it. If I had a penny or a dime for every time someone talked that way, I would have enough to probably buy me a soda. Or, who knows, maybe just a piece of gum. Still remember when I used to bike right up to this local place, right up the road from where I live. It was a convenience store that sold gum right there on the counter for 10 cents a piece. So every time I felt bored or had nothing to do, I would really bike ride all the way up there, buy a small piece of gum about the size of the dime, and bike ride back home. So why would I spend my money doing that? Well, 10 cents wasn't expensive, and hey, I was a kid. I love candy. I mean, Halloween just passed. How many of you went out trick or treating, or you parents? How many took some of your kids' candy while they weren't looking? It's just candy. I mean, we love it. Sweet, sugary, plus one or two pieces isn't going to kill us. At least I hope not. Don't die out there. Oh boy. I feel like I'm missing a piece here. Did something roll off? Or, nope, I'm just blind. Here we go. Building the bottom pieces of the engine. This one seems to be rolling a bit faster. Maybe I'm just getting used to building them. Or at least figuring out how this set goes. But, yeah. Man, these sets are going by fast. I mean, you guys have seen the Captain Rex, the Ahsoka battle group, and now you're watching me build this. How time flies, you know? Who knows what we'll build next time, or who knows what we'll do next time. I know someone's been wanting to watch me do Lego Fortnite, but I'll admit to you, I'm not as creative as you think I am. I mean, I can do this because there's instructions. And maybe some crude work because of the fact that, I mean, I like building. But who knows? I wouldn't mind doing that. And then these pieces. Oh, so it attaches right underneath with these Technic pieces, I guess is what they're called. Just through there. And slides to the sockets right. I don't know if you can see that. Those little socket pieces right there. So this kind of slides into there, connects the rest of it. So all three, just like that. Huh, it sits a bit low. Okay, and then finally the two other plates that sit here. Alrighty, and that sits right about there. And the final two pieces of stickers need to go in here. See? I certainly hope I'm putting these on the right way. Now that I think about it. And see? Thinking about it. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. Nothing is impossible. Here we go. And there's number 3. And here goes number 2. And once we have this, there we go. And with that, we have completed all the stickers. So yeah, it seems most of the bags just focus on building the details of the engine. Because the only one left after this is bag number 6, which I'm guessing focuses on building the rest of this, fixing or cleaning up all of this down here, and then I think that's just about it. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope I didn't interest you too much. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful day or have a safe and wonderful night. Thank you again, and I can't wait to tune. I can't wait for next time once we finish the body of this ship.